Hello, crafty friends. I started to play a bit today and decided to film it. Everything is content, right? So I thought maybe you might be interested in what I'm playing with and so on. This is a book, a novel, a historical novel, which is actually quite a good fictional read. Well, fiction, part fiction based on history. And Emma Darwin is the great granddaughter of Charles Darwin, so she comes with cred. But A Secret Alchemy is truly a good book if you get a chance to read it and you like history, truly. But I read it 3 times through, and then I decided that I absolutely love the front cover, so I decided to make it into a converted or altered book. But instead of the standard way I would normally do an altered book, and I did a romance book, a gothic romance altered book. I gotta show you one of these days. I'll do a video about it. This one I decided to play with all the napkins. I have a whole drawer full of napkins, all different kinds and colors and napkins, tons of them. Now, the one thing I love about napkins and playing with them craft-wise, hang on, I'll bring the camera in a bit closer. Oops, refocus. Alright, that should be close enough for government specs. Sorry, a phrase my grandmother used a lot. Okay, come on back, please. Refocus. Okay, so, see, that's too close for me. Come on, camera. Thank you, for Pete's sakes. Okay, we're good. Now, the one thing I absolutely love about using napkins, especially over either type or music, sheet music, is the fact that when you apply the Mod Podge, when you apply that, it makes it even more translucent, and you can see the lettering and the music underneath, which I think is a very cool look. It's as cool as the ripped sides. So, I was playing around today. Now, this is a piece that I used Mod Podge, okay? And yes, you can see the type through it, through the lighter parts. I mean, that's what is so intriguing about it. And I did this sort of darker building napkin, and you can see the bottom half is modged and the top half is just the stick glue. I put the whole thing down with stick glue first and then modged from about here on down just to see, because I'm not sure I want to mod each page, but with how thin napkins are and working with them, the Mod Podge tends to protect them later. Just laying them down with a glue stick, there's no protection for that really light material, and if it got wet, I mean, the mod would eventually give up too, but if this got wet now, it would just flake off like napkin. So the mod does tend to protect it a bit. So what I've been thinking is laying down some pages with some napkins, and they would be unfinished pages that I could go back and play in. Almost like making this book sort of a background book, just to come in and pick out one of the backgrounds I made and play with it. Now, I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she was looking through one of my glue books. She said, Mom, it's really too bad you didn't leave a page in between these, because then if you wanted to repurpose the pictures, you could. And I have to admit, there's been times in my life where I tore out a page because the picture looked better in one than the other. Excuse me. So I may honestly begin to do that in my magazine glue books. I may leave a spread, an empty spread in between each, and just so that, or I can tear out a page of it or something. But I do like to be able to. I mean, everything isn't sort of set in stone with me. I tend to tear pictures out of sketchbooks and move them to other sketchbooks, and yeah. So I grabbed some napkins here and thought we would start a couple of background pages. So we're going to skip over to the next page, because you never know. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes a glue book page or a collage page will turn out absolutely delightful to me. I mean, in my eyes, look absolutely awesome. And I may not want it to stay in this old book. I may want to move that to my keepsakes sketchbook, because I do have one, folks. I'm sorry. I put stuff. Well, it's more a folder than a sketchbook, but it was originally a sketchbook. And I put stuff that I just really love that I did. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing this with the extra pages. And I have lots of pages to play with. I mean, there's a ton of pages in this book. So what I wanted to do today, while I was playing around and yapping, apparently, I'm talking again, is set up a couple of background pages and see how it goes. See, I've got this really cool wine print that I was thinking would look really good as part of a background, maybe with some other things in it. Although I absolutely love collecting and working with Napkin, I really do, and I go on binges every once in a while and go over to eBay, because you can find the coolest napkins on eBay sometimes, but some of the sellers have gotten wise as to what we use them for. So I was just thinking that this is a nice quick way to do this, and it also is nice because using the glue stick itself rather than the mod right away, napkins have a tendency to stretch as you mod them, depending on the brush you use, how hard you push on them, how old the mod is, stuff like that. So I find this gluing them down first not only gets them a softer or more distinct line. Maybe we'll cut this through to the beige. But it allows you to get the mod on without stretching the napkin material, because it's already dried to the glue. So it's like a win-win. I had never tried gluing them down first. Mod Podge, or that kind of collaging, I always do straight onto the items. Speaking of items, folks, for those who join me for glue booking, that old text box I had with the broken glass top for ages and ages, the light wood that sat over here, and held all those beautiful texts for so long. Well, I finally retired it. I'm going to decoupage it somehow, make it a box for the top of my dresser, for the stuff you set aside at night. And I have secured, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have secured one of the drawers in my set of drawers in front of me. And that is not only more room, because I was getting a little crowded in that box, but it's right in front of me. It's not taking up any excess room, and it's going to work. Now, change is not the best thing for a Gemini or someone with ADHD, but every once in a while you got to sort stuff out. I went sorting through papers and like bundles of things that you set aside and go, I'm going to use those for a craft one day. Well, every once in a while, like I tell people, you got to go through your stuff and remind yourself what's there, or it just gets forgotten. We get new projects we think about and things like that, so it gets forgotten, and you have to really be careful to go back over and through your drawers and things like that and make sure that you look at what you have. You put it in front of your eyes and go, okay, I remember I have this, or I actually have a book right here that lists all my my video ideas and my craft items that I have to play with. All back here. This. Oh, I took some of the lists out and put it in my other journal. See, I do. I move stuff around, but every once in a while I'll write down or sort of semi-inventory some of the bigger, more important supplies I have so that I remember to use them. Because very honestly, if they're out of my sight, they're likely out of my mind too, just like me. Okay, so these are the components to that wine making, so I was thinking of that right there, and we'll do a dual spread for this. Maybe a double spread. Or maybe not use everything and keep them to single spread. I don't know, actually. This is... I've done lots and lots and lots of converted books and collage, God knows, in my life, but I've never really done one solely based on starting with napkins. So this is new for me, too. As well as the glue issue. Okay. So... I mean, it really lays down easy. I gotta say that it's a nice way to use the napkins that aren't, you know, wet or soaked. So, yeah, that lays down really nicely. Hang on, I'm gonna grab some more glue. This could be a pretty long video today, I don't know, but, you know. And always grab glue when it's on sale. It's important. You don't want to be without your glue stick. I don't know if you use them as much as I do. I do go through them. Probably 2 or 3 a week. I think that's probably where I am, whereabouts I am. Okay, we need to put the bottle with the glasses, correct? I would think so anyway. How about over in this corner? Yeah, how about that? Okay. So we put the glasses here. This is just a jumping off, folks. Remember, I'm just playing. So I put the bottle here. And then I can come in and collage, because I've got a bunch of, I've got laces and things like that. The sari materials, all these things to add into collages that I would like to include, you know. Alright, so let's see how this works. And you could add a splash of watercolor here or there, just as long as you either do it before you lay the napkins down, or you make sure it dries thoroughly before it gets to the napkin area, you know. Because any water is going to, unless you've Mod Podged your napkin stuff already, it's going to disrupt that. No bubbles or anything. This is a really nice way to do this. Okay. So, I think the corkscrew... I don't want to add the corkscrew. I think we need to throw this up here. I love playing in these. Where is that converted book? I should show you guys. Now's a good time, or maybe I'll just I'll film it and then put it out in case someone wants to see it. Okay. Wow, I didn't trim the end of that very well. That's terrible. Why would I have left that like that? Janet, you're making it worse. Okay, so this is one of the kinds of sets I was talking about, you know. This kind of thing. So I'm going to take a minute and dry this really quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all dry now, so let's go on to the next I'm going to put the dryer over there, and we can go on to the next page. So this is set up. I was thinking about this while I was, watching it dry. This would be perfect for like doing a date night sort of collage, or a romantic, like an Italian dinner sort of thing. I've got lots and lots of good food pictures, and yeah. So these I by separating them too by an extra page, I think I'm going to like it. Plus, it's not going to misbend the book so badly, because I'm not sure that I want to go from, like, usually I jump around in my glue books and collage books. This one I think I'm just going to take as it comes. Now, one of the other ideas, I've got all this to, even these are just the samples I pulled out, and it's a millionth of what's in the drawer. Is huge, and it's jammed full of packages of napkins, because every once in a while you go on a bender on eBay, or a craft bender, and you see stuff, and then it's all on sale for a minute. I've even got some sparkle paper that I thought maybe, oh, okay, well, let's take that as a sign then, shall we? And we'll just place this here, because that's where it seemed to look really pretty. I know that sounds silly, but maybe that's a fun way to do a book like this. Who knows? Kind of, oh, look, it looks like it wants to live there. So there you go. You can live there. Now, I can't see it very well on my camera, but it's the words plus the sparkles, and I kind of like that. And I also have, I had red sparkle here too. So as far as something perhaps kind of, oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see, I guess, what ends up happening with whatever the mood I'm in when I go past the page. I guess that's what's gonna go on. But see, even the most wrinkled paper with the glue stick, oh my goodness, Janet, I've been using, nothing but protectors and covers and Mod Podge and things like that. Even the water Mod Podge glue, clear glue liquids I've been using, but I've never just used a glue stick on napkins. And I'm loving it. Yes, I'm raving on and on, but that's what you get for coming here. Okay, so this works. Alright, so let's try another one. I'm going to let this dry real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see what I end up doing with this page, because the red isn't quite as bright. Well, under the camera it looks really bright. I may do a few pages in just the white, because you can see the type below it, which is sort of the whole point of using a repurposed book. You know what I mean? So let's try one that we can tear into the spot. Where's the teacup? I love this one. I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do is give it that torn look, because, Janet, for some reason it just always looks so much more, I don't know, not artsy. I don't mean that. I don't know. Not quite so pristine, a little rougher, a little more relaxed maybe. Maybe it has to do with feeling more relaxed in a specific piece, So, I'm thinking if I come up here and tear down here. Sorry, I would work over the table, but it's easier on my arms just to tear it here. There we go. Okay, so there it is. All right. Perfect. Okay. Now, I'm going to do some of these pages, later in the book. I may or may not film. I don't know, friends. Maybe if you're interested, I will. That are going to have splashes of watercolor. Now, acrylic doesn't work. Sorry, because you can't see the text below acrylic. But through a light watercolor wash, it's absolutely gorgeous. You can also blend colors. Some colored pencil works, but not so much. But I'm going to enjoy working in this book with the backgrounds and the, fresh sort of perspective with kind of a vintage or old-fashioned look, depending on the page and what napkin you use and things like that. Okay. Oh, I really like that. I'll trim that off in a minute. Isn't that pretty, though? Look, you can see the text through it. Ah, very pretty. And oftentimes these napkins and stuff are so reasonable, They're just not that expensive because watch how many comes in a pack or how many sided it is, because when you buy a package of napkins, there's usually 4 of the same pattern, which can be awesome, but some of them are also one single pattern on the 4 layers. And when you get them, don't forget to take off all of the layers. Just get rid of the layers, use them for wiping up or whatever, and then you have the see-through layer. Ooh. Okay, that may be our next one. Okay. Well, I am certainly going to have some fun with this and play with the napkins and an old book that I happened to think the cover was kind of pretty. So, thanks for hanging in with me. I'll see you in the next one.